everyone, it is time for September favorites. Yay! Okay, so month of September, did not buy a lot of new things, but I thought I would share with you my favorites anyway. It's more of a favorites video, not a haul video anyway, so let's get on with it. So I'll start with the fun things first. So first of all, it's fall and Halloween things are starting to come out, and I went to Bath & Body Works and I got this little guy. Oh, look at this little antibacterial guy. He's a little bat. He's so adorable. I had one like this a couple of years ago, and it had kind of like the rubbery connection, and it fell off or got yanked off or something. And so I lost him, but I think he's a lot more sturdy now. He's got this like really great clip. And then here's the little antibacterial in the back. It's pumpkin spice. Yay. And it's super cute. I think it's very me. It's very cute. And this, look. Ooh, lights up. I love it. It's very me. I thought I would get it. It's super cute, and he's my little friend in my purse. I love him. And then I do love all things pumpkin spice, and I know it's really cool right now to bash pumpkin spice, but I love it. I've always loved pumpkin. I love all the pumpkin spice things. I'm all about the pumpkin spice lattes and the pumpkin scented candles, and I also have like pumpkin scented bath stuff, and I'm all about it. And I found at my local liquor store pumpkin spice Kahlua. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's really delicious. If you love Kahlua, you'll love this. If you love pumpkin spice, it's like two wonderful things together, merged. It's beautiful. I drink it with milk, and it's just like a lovely pumpkin pie with a little bit of kick. It's beautiful. There's also a pumpkin spice Bailey's, which I must go get and try, but I do recommend this. It is quite lovely. I don't know how long it's going to be around, but it's really, really nice. And I'm not sure if it's available anywhere else. I mean, I got it. It's here in Canada, but I don't know if it's available anywhere else. So yeah, so that's the fun things. Now for some woo-woo things, not that they're not fun. First of all, I was just going to talk about a couple of crystals that I've been working with. So these are crystals I've worked with before, and then I kind of got away from them, and now I'm back. And the first one was an old favorite. It's been a favorite of mine for a long time, and then I kind of got away from it, but lately I've been working with it a lot more, and it's carnelian. So that's a lovely piece there. This little piece is kind of like an odd shaped piece. I find I really like it in pockets and things. It's really nice one to kind of hang on to. It's got a lovely fiery energy. Carnelian I find is a very Leo energy kind of stone. It's got a lot of creativity, a lot of fire, a lot of kind of like just spicy kind of energy. So I really love working with that right now. And the other one I've been working with, which is very different, is celestite. And this is a stone that I've had for a while, but I haven't like worked a lot with it. And it's got like a very quiet, calm energy, but it's also a very spiritual type stone. So it's very uplifting. It's very light. It's not like a heavy stone. But it's not like, you know, some stones are quite high vibe and they make you feel all buzzy. This one's not like that. It's a lot calmer, and I quite like it. So I've been working with this stone quite a bit and wearing it. So those are my two stones I've been really working with right now, and kind of my favorites right now. Right, so let's get into cards. I've got a few card decks. None of these are brand new, but they are my favorites this month, so I thought I would go over them. So the first is, I know I've mentioned this in a couple of videos now, the Rebel deck. This deck has gotten so much attention over Instagram. Whenever I post on Instagram, it's usually my Saturday. It's my Saturday Rebel deck draw. People love it. They love its sass. They love that it's in your face. I mean, today's draw was Rebel, because fuck it. And it's like an in-your-face fun deck, but it really reads really well. Like sometimes it's just like, it's that friend that you need to just tell you the truth, and they do it in a funny way. That's this deck. You do you. Because trying to change people, that shit never works. Stuff like that, and sometimes you need to hear stuff like that. As much as I appreciate, you know, really positive decks and things, sometimes you just need someone to kick you in the bum, and that's what this deck does. So shout out to the Rebel deck. I've also been working with a lot of sort of steampunk and Victorian related theme stuff this month. As you know, if you follow me on Instagram or watch my weekly tarot skip readings. So the Steampunk Tarot, this is a deck I got last year, worked with for a bit, and I've worked again this year with it. I really love this deck. It's one of my favorites for sure. I do love, you know, the whole steampunk style. And I love the artwork on this. Oh, the she's upside down. I just think it's just a wonderful deck. It's kind of got a bit more of a masculine energy to it, which I don't mind. And I find it gives just very straightforward readings. And I really appreciate that. So that's that one. And that's the back there. Really nice. And then I've also been working with the Fin de Siècle Kipper as well, pairing that up with the Steampunk Tarot. Now, I got this as well last year, and I struggled with it a little bit at first because I was used to Lenormand, and while the style is quite similar, it's not exactly the same. But this year, it feels like it's just kind of clicking into place. Especially when I pair it with the Steampunk Tarot, I find they seem to really speak to each other. And I love his artwork. It's just great artwork. Love it. And I love the gilding, of course. I'm a sucker for gilding. So loving this deck. Those two really work together really, really well. So I know I'm going to, you know, keep working kind of with them as a team for readings. And then I also have been working with the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, which is wonderful. This has been a favorite of mine since I got it. It is just a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's made up of collages from various antique kind of postcards. It's just a beautiful, wonderful deck. And again, it goes really well with the other two. And clients really love this deck. Clients have really reacted to this deck and have found it to be quite a healing deck. It's very feminine. So I find that its femininity kind of is a nice balance with the masculinity of the Steampunk Tarot. It's definitely got a very gentle kind of vibe to it, but very healing as well. So I find that it really balances out the other ones. So I've been loving working with these decks. And then the other deck I have to mention, I've probably mentioned it in other favorites videos as well, is, I'm gonna reach over here and grab it. Is that struggle? Okay. It is the Sacred Creators Oracle. I've been doing Sunday Instagram readings with this, and it is just, I love this deck. I can't say enough about this deck. It is the most expensive deck I've ever purchased, but completely worth the money. The book is amazing. The book alone is worth it. It's just designed well. The information is good. If you're a creative type person or you're running a small business, this deck is just, it's amazing. Look at the presentation. There's like velvety here. Like everything's just so well thought out. And it's not just that. You know how sometimes you get a beautiful deck, but it doesn't read really well? No, no, no. This deck is nice. Buttery, like just buttery cardstock. It's just, it's beautiful. And the messages are just wonderful. Just love the artwork. It's beautiful. Love this deck. It's very inspiring. I've been pulling one every week for myself for sort of a creative focus for the week, and it's just, it's a wonderful, very nurturing, creative kind of deck. So I've been loving that. As far as books go, I did put up a review yesterday of the book I've been reading this month, which is The Art and Soul Reloaded by Pam Grout, which I've really been loving. If you're a creative type person, you will love this book. If you're also a creative and a woo-woo person, you'll love this book. It's a good book. It's got weekly sort of readings and assignments for sort of revamping your creativity, kicking your creative bum. This book's really great for that. The other favorite is, of course, my favorite from August, which is my record player, which is in the suitcase, which I won't open up. But I've been loving having my record player. I love just putting a record on and reading or drawing or doing something. There's something so lovely about putting a record on, and I've really been enjoying that. As far as listening to music goes, I have this in my phone, so I can't physically show you the album, but I did get the new Metallica Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and I've been really enjoying that album because I grew up with old Metallica and, you know, with like Master of Puppets and Justice for All and the Black Album, and I really loved those, and Ride the Lightning. But then once they got into Load and Reload, or as I call it, Crap and More Crap, it just didn't, I mean, I shouldn't say that because it's not terrible, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't the old Metallica that I loved. And so I kind of got away from them a bit, at least their newer stuff, like since the 90s. And, you know, it's not that I totally hate it, but it's just not, you know, my favorite. But this album, I feels like more of a return to sort of their older style. And I'm quite enjoying it. So if you really like older Metallica, I would recommend that album. I've been enjoying listening to it. I think it's really great if you like that kind of stuff. If you're not into the heavy stuff, then, you know, you're not going to like that kind of album. Like if you like more of the 90s, early 2000s Metallica, you're probably not going to like this album. So just a heads up about that. So that's been my favorites for the month of September. If you have worked with any of these decks, or you've read this book, or you like Metallica, let me know what you think, and I hope October will be awesome, and I hope you had a wonderful September. All right, I'll see y'all.